And welcome back to Be My Guest, and I'm still with Carlo Convertini, the Interior and Product Design Lecturer of CIDI. During the last break, you have elaborated on the program that you are teaching right now, okay, and how students can learn or experience, through different activities on how to be a good product or interior designer. Now, talking about the masterpieces of students, who showcase their works or their projects, in this exhibition. So, could you name a few for me?
Well, we're showcasing projects from all of our courses, of course. For instance, we have some projects about public space design, which is one of the courses that we teach, where basically we take the students for field trips in Bangkok in different areas where we have maybe some parks or some even the Sapan Taksim Pier, for instance. We used it for our projects, and of course it takes weeks because we have to start really from scratch. They visit, they understand, and then eventually they develop a way to improve the public space, and that's one of the projects that we showcase there. Then we have the one-to-one scale chairs that they design. We have one class where you design a chair, which sounds maybe easy to many people, but because the chair is such a common object, is very, very challenging for the students. In fact, they usually go crazy because it's very difficult to really come up with something. I'm not saying original, but at least interesting. And of course, we use this to teach them the basic about materials, how to use the materials, and also how to make things, because you have to be able to put the two things together whenever you design something. Other projects we have. What else we have? Well, one of the first projects that they do in a class which is called Technology of Materials is to basically design a phone holder. It's really it's probably the first design project that they do. And the idea is that you have to design something that is really, how to say, a common object that everybody feels and can touch. And I think because we all have phones, it's a very good way to start, because it's not too challenging in terms of how many things you have to control, but it's quite fun for them to do this. We actually do workshops open to the public where we ask the people that join to design, like in a couple of hours, a phone holder made of cardboard, basically. Okay. You can join if you want.
Okay, sure. Okay, sure, I will. Okay. And from the projects that students have done, so how they communicated the messages or the theme, out through their design?
Well, that's another interesting and challenging way for the students, because sometimes the approach is to simply sketch something or copy something that they've seen that they like, but there is a big problem with that. When you do that, it's very difficult to justify what you do. So I always ask them to give me a reason why anybody would buy or at least like what they did. And the only way to do that is to have a concept behind it, or in other words, a reason to do it. The purpose of the object has to be there, because it's not just by sketching something that you can really do design. That's not the point. And that's something that also have to learn, and it's not easy, because it's very difficult to have ideas, but it's also very difficult to have reasons to design something, to really give your design legs, let's say.
I see.
So if someone asks you, why did you do that, you would be able to say, I did this because I wanted to, this is my goal, this is my purpose, why I did it.
Okay, so it needs to be really clear.
Yeah.
Okay, in terms of the objectives and also the practicality of
it's
the
something
design.
They do in the beginning, actually.
I see.
Before they start actually going into details, they're supposed to have a concept, yeah.
Okay, and in this exhibition, so what are the highlights that participants could view?
Well, the exhibition is basically, it looks like a circle and we played a little bit with the circle, the triangle, and the square, which are the part of the logo of CIDI, and it's very much connected to that. The way the exhibition was organized is basically we have boards for each student has a board. In this way, they can actually see what they did, their best work, of course. And then we have the prototypes. We have also workshops. We're hosting workshops as well to involve people more, to make it more interactive, let's say.
I see.
One of the things that we wanted to do is to create like a moment in the city where people can get closer to what we do, what the students did.
Okay, and I believe that this is one of the very interesting events because in Thailand we don't have such an or many I would say the exhibitions in the city here. So as you are a teacher of design, so in your opinion, what is a good design?
Oh my God. Okay. Like I said, for me, design has to have a purpose, in the sense that I believe there is too many things out there that are called design. The word design is overused, in my opinion, and I probably come from, I don't know, a background and a culture where design was taken very, very seriously, and in Italy we have a long culture about architecture and design, and I come from that line, and I try to find ways to give design like some sort of background. I don't like to do anything that is like just for the sake of making more money or whatever. Design should, in theory, design should improve the life of a human being. If you are not doing that, you are doing, I know this sounds like shocking, but it's like a decoration, something that we could, live without. No one is going to die without it. But to me, design, real design, good design, is supposed to have really a meaning that works together with human beings and whatever you have to do. And design is there for you to do things in a more easy way, in a more comfortable way, and of course, possibly also in a beautiful way. But to me, beauty is never the main goal. To me, beauty comes because you did things in the right way. Besides, beauty is very subjective, in my opinion. So for me, it can be amazingly beautiful, but for you, it's not. Who is right? Nobody.
I see.
So it's really subjective. But when we talk about purpose, when we talk about function and meaning, that's objective to me. That's something we can talk about and everybody understands. Because when you use something and it's working with you, you're like, yeah, that's the way it's supposed to be. If it doesn't work with you, you feel uncomfortable and stressed. That's not good design.
Okay. And could you comment a bit about the design industry in Thailand right now? So how do you think it's going?
I am pretty confident Thailand has had and has a lot of potential. Mostly because I personally had the chance to I work with Thai design, I work with Thai companies, and I also had the chance to see the roots of Thai design, which are in crafts basically. And Thailand is really strong in that sector, and it's something very important to Thai culture, even more than other countries have been. And I think this is very important because that's the way everything starts. And I personally enjoy very much the Thai design, and I think in Southeast Asia is probably one of the best, and has a great potential as well.
Okay. And what about the potential of Thailand in terms of design? Okay, when you compare with other neighboring countries like ASEAN economic communities, countries?
That probably comes down to where you want to take things, because now it's about what the designers today are doing in Bangkok. Bangkok is, I think, what Thailand should do is probably open up to international designers as well. Mostly because it's good to have a mix, it's good to have a reference from other designers because, like I said, the potential is there, the resources too. So I think maybe it should be a little bit more open in that sense. There are furniture fairs, international furniture fairs, and usually are pretty good. But I would like to see that pushed a little bit further and a little bit more, how to say, focused.
Okay, and CIDI is one of the forces that help push the design sector.
We hope so, yes.
Yeah, okay, in Thailand as well. Okay, right now I really want some advices or suggestions from you for those who want to be a product designer or interior designer in the future.
You want me to give them a reason to do so?
Or some advices,
Well, I have to be honest, and I cannot say that this is something that everybody can do. Let's solve this issue because I know I got this question all the time. You don't need to be like an artist in the sense you don't need to be very good at drawing to be a good designer. That's not the starting point. First of all, because you can learn to draw. Maybe you will never get, become amazingly great. Some people obviously have a talent for that, but that's not the only skill you need to learn. Especially today where, you have to take into consideration the marketing situation, how to find clients, how to deal with suppliers. It's a very challenging job and it's not for everybody. But I think the kind of person that does this job is someone that likes challenges. And I really find interesting about design and being a designer is that you never really can say, okay, I know everything, I'm done, I can do this over and over again. If you do it in the right way, you can learn so much. You really can learn. Every project you do is an opportunity to learn new stuff. Technical stuff, there's a lot of psychology in design, for instance. You need to know how to learn to deal with a lot of different people from different backgrounds, from who is building something to the top clients to maybe a big corporation. And you need to learn to be there and be able to put things together. It's really a job where you are in the middle of like a thunderstorm. You need to somehow put all of these dots together and make them work together.
Okay, and that was a very good advice for viewers who are interested to be one of the designer, okay, maybe in the future in Thailand or other countries. But for now, thank you very, very much for your time today.
ขอบคุณครับ
ขอบคุณค่ะ So great design is making something memorable and meaningful. And it's obvious to me that works of Chanapat graduates have created betterment to both Thai and international community in different and various aspects. But for now, it's time to say goodbye. Thank you very much for watching us and tuning in and being my guest. For more information, you can log on to thainews.prd.go.th/en. I'm Saro Chara, รัตนเพียร สวัสดีค่ะ